#1 seed in defending champion. This is the #2 seed. Champions, patrons and royalty looking on. Best of 5 sets for Wimbledon.
Play. $15 love. $30 love. $30-15. $40-15. First game.
350 match wins in the Grand Slams earlier on this tournament for Roger Federer. First player in history with that. First man to win 100 matches at one Grand Slam by beating Kei Nishikori.
Novak, Djokovic to serve.
Federer settling into something that he's done so many times before, a Slam final.
$30 love. $40 love.
ඔබ කැමති දේ ඔබත් කරන්න. Novak Intense Repair හිසකෙස් ඇතුළතින්ම පෝෂණය කර damaged හිසකෙස් repair.
Game Djokovic. One game all. First set.
Much talk about the head-to-head between these two. Djokovic leading 25-22. 19 victories for Djokovic and 9 losses since 2011. Since that time, really, he has been the dominant force in men's tennis. accuracy, the brutality of the hitting. This could be a long afternoon for Federer.
And that's going to be the secret of the Djokovic success today, whether he can move Federer around. And the great Swiss stays close to the baseline, plays a short point, tries to be successful with that.
Fifteen-all. $30-15. $40-15. $40-30.
Good game to get through. Every game is.
Federer leads by 2-1 first set.
Tim, Federer is going to have to play. 37 years of age. No physical energy. Can't stay the same forever. You can't beat time. Does he have 5 massive full-on sets in him, or does he have 4, or does he have 3?
Only needs 3, doesn't he? I mean, you reflect on that Nadal match, and the second set wouldn't have taken much out of him, would it? It was 6-1 in 20 minutes. But again, what's amazing, even early in this match, you can see there's no easing in, there's no going through the gears. They hit the ground running, timing the ball well, serving consistently, and these are the challenges. These baseline exchanges over a long period of time, I feel that they will be in favour of Djokovic.
And Boris, we would with each other for the semi-final. Winner of the first set in the Federer-Nadal match, heavily favoured to win that. 39 of these two guys' 47 matches have been won by the player who won the first set.
Well, that tells you the story. I don't think the first set is vital for Novak, but I think it's vital for Roger.
Love 15.
You look at that, in all of Federer's victories, he's only won once against Djokovic when he's dropped the first set.
Led for service.
Roger can do.
Line, ball was called out.
Nothing instant about the challenge, but Damian Steiner in the chair is allowing it. The forehand wide.
15-all. Mr. Federer has 2 challenges remaining.
An early sign of Federer being incredibly aggressive on the backhand side.
There's one statistic of Roger Federer is really average in challenging. For the tournament, he's now what, 4-17 or 18, and it's interesting. He just doesn't get that timing right.
Led for service.
Federer was going over the backhand against Nadal. He's really taken off the pace and plays a lot of slice backhands.
If the Djokovic down the line backhand doesn't achieve the right length or it's too far inside from the sideline, Federer is going to take that ball on. Ball hit the line. The Federer return, just checking.
Interesting to watch out for Federer on second serve, whether he'll look to run round and use his forehand. Played the short slice there. First half chance at deuce.
Advantage, Djokovic.
That's what Novak doesn't like, when he's caught in no man's land in between the service line and he really was forced to come to the net. And Roger had all the time in the world. Body serve.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Into Roger.
Short on the forehand is going to get the treatment, and even if it's not short,
it's got to be the game plan there, pulling the trigger on the forehand.
Just over a quarter of an hour played, and Federer with the first break point.
He's won 46% of his break points in the tournament. He'd like that statistic to continue.
That's wide for sure. Felt like it was anyway.
I think Djokovic would like to get on and hit this second serve because he knows it's just wide.
Second serve.
Was there. Federer playing short to one of the best shots of all time, the Djokovic backhand. How interesting. It stays low on a grass court. It skids through, tempting him. Go on, come in, and then I'll pass you.
He didn't, and Federer got the shot that he wanted. Surprising unforced error on the forehand.
Advantage, Djokovic.
I'll get Boris Becker to introduce the full Djokovic camp in a few minutes at the next change event. Point saved. Fascinating cat and mouse.
Two games all. First set.
But you start to see the strategy for both players. Federer is really mixing up well the pace, and trying to lure Djokovic in, and Novak wants to rally from the baseline.
Now, Djokovic is never more dangerous than when he's fighting back or having to prove everybody wrong, feeling like the world's against him a little bit. He's had a break point against. Senses will be sharpened. Now he has love 30. He is the best returner
Love 30.
this commentator's ever seen.
And that's exactly when Novak feeds off, when he's in the turmoil, when he has a problem, and he comes out of it.
Fifteen 30.
That's what Roger does so well. Serve excellent under pressure.
Now that's 3 first serves and 3 missed returns from Djokovic.
40-30.
Certainly the best returner in the game, but as a location server, none finer ever than Federer. Interesting mini contest.
First set.
Boris, how long were you with Novak?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. So you got to know the man. So how did it all start, actually?
Big Form അനുഭവിച്ചിட വേണ്ടിയതോർ കട്ടായ മാറ്റം പുത്തുലി புத்துணர்ச்சி மிகு நாளுக்கு தோடையும் எலுமிச்சையும் பிக் ஷேவிங் ஃபார்ம் அனுபவித்திட வேண்டியதோர் கட்டாய மாற்றம்.
In October, I was in Johannesburg. I got a phone call. He just lost his number one ranking to Nadal. They were playing in China, and his agent Eduardo Ataldi called me, long-time friend of mine.
That's the man in the green.
That's the man in the green. On the left is the real good soul of the group is Elena, and then that's Eduardo, and that's Milan, his physio, and the godfather to his son Stefan, and obviously Marianne Veda.
So the lady in the red top and the gentleman in the green jacket are together, aren't they?
Officially, I don't know, but they certainly work together.
All right.
And they're with Novak for many years. Yeah.
Mum and dad at the back. So what did he say to you?
He said, "You fancy coaching Novak?" And my answer was, "Why?" Well, he lost a couple of Grand Slam finals and number one ranking. I said, "It's not that bad. I mean, he's not." And then I said, "You might meeting him the following week in Monte Carlo." And then we had a long meeting, and we haven't looked back. It's fascinating how Roger can change his strategy from match to match. Look at Nadal, look at Djokovic. They're always set in their play, but Roger really depends on the opposition, changes his style.
Penalty 15.
First time Roger went over the backhand return, giving his opponent a different look again.
Forty 15. Djokovic. Three games all. First set.
15th Wimbledon for Novak Djokovic, 32 years of age, the top seed. First number one in 2011. The defending champion here. 5 years he has ended as the world's number one player, same as Federer.
Really like the quality of the match. Someone in the final, it takes a lot longer to get going. Even in the Nadal-Federer semi-final, the first set was subdued. I thought both pairs had come out all guns blazing.
30 love.
We said that if Federer was going to have an impact, he needed to serve well. He's at 79% of first serves in the court, giving Djokovic very few looks at second serve.
Love.
This is Gal. He just survived the shipwreck and found two exotic beauties flirting with him. Too bad they belong to the...
Federer leads by 4-3. First set.
So Roger Federer is trying to become just the second player to defeat Djokovic and Nadal at the same Grand Slam event. Stan Wawrinka did it. Australian Open 2014, but it is a rare double indeed. The quality of these three men at the top of the game, who may again be joined by the likes of Murray, and Wawrinka of course has won his share of Grand Slams, but the dominance just goes on and on. There are so many statistics and numbers which illustrate how superb this era has been. Most Grand Slam match wins, these two are number one and number two. It's an amazing thing to watch them playing each other and trying to work out how to disarm the greatness on the other side.
Mirka Federer. She has been here before as well.
Thank you. Love.
Obviously, Novak serving with new balls. Going to speed up the serve a little bit, especially on that second serve.
You see, when Federer got this short ball, Djokovic almost moved before he had hit it. He's leaning into the backhand side, and what a passing shot. Chip and charge.
So underappreciated on grass these days. Everybody wants to stay back and rally. Just a little chip and bluff your way to the net.
And all these different tactics from Federer will just keep Djokovic thinking. A little bit of uncertainty in his mind.
Net for service. 40-15. Four games all, first set.
Won his fourth Wimbledon last year as the world number 21. And he returns as the top seed, world number 1, 4-all.
The entire rally, Federer was on the front foot, kept moving Djokovic, mostly over the forehand side.
Love. Mr. Djokovic is challenging call left service line, ball was calling.
The lines are
Mr. Djokovic has 2 challenges
5
remaining.
centimetres, 50 millimetres across. That got about 20 of those mils.
Yep.
طعمت dat.
Roger doesn't put enough on the serve. Novak steps right into it and forces the error.
Game Federer. Federer leads by 3, 5 games to 4, first set.
Federer, of course, vastly experienced. We understand that. He's won 8 of the 11 finals that he's contested at the championships. Nadal was the first to beat him in 2008 in one of these finals, and that snapped his 5 championship run. And after that, it's Novak Djokovic who beat him in 2014 and 2015. So Federer resisting the whole time. I mentioned the year-end #1 ranking that Djokovic 5 times has had the honour of taking. So after a full year's play, Federer, last time he was world #1, 2009. I mean, he played Wimbledon last century, Boris.
No, he's done everything there is to do in this sport. Interesting clothing line here with Ivanisevic and some of the other stars. They're true tennis fans. I love this about Wimbledon. People really take a minute and think about how they want to proceed. But Roger's looking well. He really started the way he finished in the Nadal match. He's on top of his game. He's got a clear game strategy.
And there's the man you shared 3 consecutive finals with. Nice to see him or not?
Since we both have the members tie, we like to see each other.
Well, this wasn't a pure, straightforward drop shot. He played it in with firmness. It's a gorgeous forehand.
It's a great statement on the first point with Djokovic serving to stay in the first set at 4-5. Proactive from Federer, looking to dictate.
It's an irresistible combination. The floating returns, he got his forehand into play, and the final touch, the delicacy, and then it hit the line, which gave Djokovic no chance.
Timely response from Djokovic. He was at 43% first serves. You'd expect nothing less.
30-all.
Just seeing how both players, they really play their best when in trouble.
Deuce.
Djokovic had to work
Advantage,
so
Djokovic.
hard to recover to his backhand side to retrieve the Federer return. Huge disappointment for Federer, but he missed the backhand.
Could have been set point.
Coulda.
Again, Djokovic.
That is a champion's game from Novak Djokovic. The first serves from love 30 down. The backhand down the
5
line.
games all. First set.
The recovery to his backhand side. It may not be, in some people's eyes, as beautiful a game as Federer's, but the efficiency of it and the technical excellence is fabulous to watch.
Please. Mr. Djokovic, he challenged the call right first line. Ball was called in. Mr. Djokovic has one challenge remaining. Wait, please.
So that looked nothing. And yet, if you can get Federer scrambling off the return, you know you've done something right with the return. Federer going to the drop shot well
15,
for a third
13.
time in the last 10 minutes, and this one spotted by Djokovic.
Spotted by Djokovic and too much height over the net.
Well, if you've got to hit a backhand like that to avoid going 2 break points down.
It was a great shot by Djokovic
30.
to play the slice deep into the backhand corner, but for Federer to go down the line to Djokovic's forehand. Impressive play from both men.
That's what it takes. Sheer brilliance.
40-30.
And those are the shots that Federer against Nadal made look so easy. A half volley at the back of the court. To time the ball that well is really not that easy.
Please.
Crowd is really engaging in the match now. That's what we like.
Use.
Taking more chances because he has to. He's pushed.
Tenth double fault of the whole tournament for Federer.
just using the space
Federer.
within about a foot of the lines. Incredible hitting.
Came charging in after the whipped forehand off his own baseline. He's held serve. It was not easy.
Federer leads by 6-5. First set.
Pretty amazing tennis these two players are playing already. Incredibly high standards. So close to the lines and hit with speed and pace. And how lovely it is to see Federer trying to find a way, throwing in the forehand drop shot, following it in. He's talked about how the game has changed over the years and said how hectic it can all be. Everybody looking to get one big hit and that's the end of it. But this is more artistry, Tim, than just bludgeoning. There's so much going on.
There is, and it's also a reflection of how well both players move from the back of the court, trying to open up opportunities where they can dictate. Again, Boris mentioned it in the semi-finals. Federer and Nadal, it was tight in terms of the scoreline, but the quality of tennis was not as high as it is today. Having a little glance at tie-break records this year, if it were to go there, Djokovic has won 6, lost 4. Federer's won 15, lost 3.
Thank you. Love.
Djokovic has picked up his serve a little. That was the only spot he could go. Anything else was covered by Federer.
When you're moving forward that quickly to take the pace off the ball and drop it over the net. Impressive touch.
Whatever sport you're drawn to this afternoon, be it Grand Prix or netball or cricket, and I'm glad the Duke and Duchess are watching the tennis with us here. This next 7, 8, 10 minutes is going to be superb.
Game Djokovic.
Tie break coming up. Can't wait. Federer, I really feel, has to win this. May be wrong, but a big moment in this match.
Both players have received an additional challenge. Federer.
Federer gets the first point. I'm not a believer in these mini break situations. I think it's really, always playing the next point.
Head for service.
Novak Djokovic moving.
Incredible defence, but Federer realised that he missed an opportunity coming to the net when Djokovic was on full stretch at the backhand side.
Missed that one. He ripped the passing shot to set up the forehand. And I would say that that was at least 9 out of 10. He would make that.
Yeah, Federer at both points should have been winning them.
He's pulling and stretching Federer now, isn't he?
3-1, Djokovic.
It's the defensive skills of Djokovic, his movement, his balance, the number of times he makes his opponent hit an extra shot.
Three-two. Djokovic.
Federer was down a mini break in that first set tiebreak against Nadal and was able to turn it around. Can he do it against the world #1 and defending champion?
Slicing and dicing, and then clubbing the backhand down the line. I mean, every shot from Federer has to be perfect against Djokovic. Every shot has to be as he sees it and as he wants it. That low and spinning away. And that one hitting into the space where Djokovic had been.
And it's 3-all. Obviously, it's even score, but you feel like Federer is dominating the tiebreak. He's been the better player. Djokovic is defending well, but Federer is dictating the points. Will it continue?
Left for service.
Bit slow. Oh yes, it's a blow down the line with the forehand. Federer box are on their feet.
It's the risk when you run round and come in on the Federer forehand. You really got to make sure you put him in a defensive position.
Thank you.
In points, 2 points away from the first set. Roger Federer. This men's final. First set has now taken as long as the ladies' final yesterday.
That was way off. That's the third forehand in the tiebreaker. I hope it's not going to haunt him. The onus is back on Djokovic. That's always the danger when you take a lot of risks.
Well, it would have been an easy approach to miss, but he didn't. Djokovic, 3 points in a row. And he has a set point. Away, and it's 4 straight points for Novak Djokovic. What a battle to win that tie-break. We've talked about the percentages before. Over 80% of the time, the winner of the first set in matches between these two great champions goes on to win the match. First set to Djokovic. Well, how interesting that first set was. 4 straight points. What happened at the end there?
Such small margins. Boris pointed out a couple of forehand errors, but it's got to be live by the sword, die by the sword. Federer's one of his greatest shots. He's got to keep pulling the trigger when he's got that opportunity. But it'll be interesting to see, really the importance of that first set for Djokovic. Early part of the second set, you feel Federer's going to have to dig in and turn the tide. You look at the numbers, first serve percentage from Djokovic really improved as the set went on. It was down in the low 40s, but when it went in, winning 88% of first serve points won. Federer's got to take some comfort from the fact that he didn't give up any breakpoint opportunities, but very small margins. Djokovic will be delighted to get that first set under his belt.
Boris, in terms of the actual standard of the tennis played by Novak Djokovic in the last few years, would you say that it's been a higher standard than anybody else? We talk about the greatest of all time and all that.
I think it's because of 2 players called Nadal and Federer. I think the 3 of them, they push each other to new heights. When one wins a slam, the other one comes up, wins another major, and I'm very impressed with the quality of this first set. I thought Federer was the better player. He should have won. He was better in the tiebreaker, but we know about the defensive skills of Novak Djokovic. Now we start all over again. Leading into this final, I didn't think Novak played his best tennis. I think he fought more, he played into his form. I think he started picking up in the Goffin quarterfinal match. That's when he went into 5th or 6th gear.
His quarter-final match was against the number 21 seed in fine form, David Goffin, who came off the court, looked shattered after losing 4-love and 2, and just said that guy's a machine. He's not the only person to feel that, having played him.
There's a long cue in that clap. Maybe a word of wisdom for all the Federer fans out there. He's playing great. He should continue. I think he looks in shape. He's got the right strategy. There's no reason he shouldn't be winning that second set.
Sometimes be a nasty one, but absolutely fine. Legs stayed together. Now he comes from a skiing background. Presumably he's used to falling over, and he's hyper flexible as well. Certainly 2 or 3 professional skiers in his family.
And Novak's got 2 brothers. They're all very good on the slopes. But the best one of them all, that's what he says, it's his father.
Oh, really?
He started owning a little restaurant in the mountains of Serbia.
It's Federer who strikes an early blow.
Second set.
You wouldn't necessarily say it was a great response from Federer. I think it was a pretty poor game from Djokovic, but perhaps just the boost that Federer needs early in this second set.
Love.
Going for a bit too much on that second serve. 107 miles.
40-30.
That's the textbook play from Federer, the 1-2 punch, good serve out wide, opens up the court to move forward, finish the point at the net.
Game, Federer.
And I can understand why they're on their feet
Federer
in the
leads
Federer
by
box,
2 games
because
to love. Second set.
losing the first set to Djokovic for over an hour in a major championship final when you give your all it's a big blow to take. And then to break and hold straight away, that is an attempt to change the momentum. He's done very well. It's been a long time since he beat Novak Djokovic, the World Tour finals, back in 2015. 4.5 years since he beat Djokovic.
But
3.5, I beg your pardon,
Yeah.
3.5.
Love
yes.
15.
there's something magical though over the cloud of Roger Federer these days. You know, we all appreciate him, support him. We know his age, he won't be around forever, and he's really feeding off that energy. And yeah, everybody thought Novak was the favorite, of course. You know, you set the facts, but there's something magical about the man from Basel in Switzerland.
Federer keen to
Love
keep
30.
this early momentum in the second set. Djokovic intensity's dropped off.
Love 40. Fifteen 40.
That will do nicely. Probably for the set. 3-love, 2 breaks.
Federer leads by 3 games to love. Second set. First set Djokovic.
And across town at the O2, that'll be the next big time tennis in London, the Nitto ATP World Tour Finals. Rafa Nadal's already there, the man that Federer beat in the semi-final here. Djokovic, if he wins, will be through to that event. It's quite early in the season to be talking about that, but just to mark your card. And this is a real turnaround, isn't it, Boris? I mean, this has happened very, very fast. Unusual for Novak. Normally he would understand exactly where he is in the match.
Yeah, he dropped his intensity, lost his focus, and maybe he also thought about, well, I won the first set, he looks pretty good. That's the moment you want to avoid. Federer is playing great. He keeps the style of it, and he very deservingly is 2 breaks up.
There's mum and dad Djokovic.
I'm
Not overly concerned.
Look, I mean, he knew coming into that match that this is a battle. He's facing a player who's playing great again on grass, probably the most natural grass court player of all time. Here we see Stan Smith and Stefan Edberg.
thank you, Blaise.
Manolo
Already.
Santana behind that, the
Thank you.
1966 Wimbledon champion.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, players are ready. Thank you.
Amazing how you have 58 minutes of the first set that's so intense, such a high level, few unforced errors. Suddenly 13 minutes into the second set, Federer up a double break.
Djokovic is going forward, taking a lot of chances.
30 love.
I'm sure mentally must be frustrated with going down that easily, that second set.
40 love. Forty, 15. Forty, 30. Game Federer. Federer leads by 4 games to love. Second set.
We felt that Federer was the better player in the first set, so it was important that he didn't get despondent and kept plugging away. You're very happy with this response, up 4 love.
Love 15.
Do we have to start looking through the record books to see if Djokovic has lost a set 6 love on grass?
Maybe.
No.
Well, that's the question. Is Djokovic already thinking about the third set or still wants to do something in that second set? Because there's a danger, and thinking ahead too much, you give the opponent a free ride.
Thirty, 15. 40-15.
Well, it looks like it's not going to be a 6-love set. Federer did deliver Djokovic a 6-love beating in Cincinnati 2012. And that's the last of my research, Tim.
Out.
You're what now?
40-30. And Djokovic. Federer leads by 4-1. Second set. First set. Djokovic.
It's important for Djokovic to stop the loss of games. Yes, he was frustrated, but this is, Wimbledon final. You have to always be ready for anything.
How does the final differ from other matches in the tournament, Boris?
Well, it's the last one there is. Whatever gas you have left in the tank, whatever your aspirations for today is today, to show them, to let it all out. This blood was built on blood, sweat and tears because of matches like these. You never know what's around the corner.
7 Wimbledon finals for you. Which one did you enjoy the most?
The ones that I won.
Those 3.
Yeah, my last one was in '95 against Sampras. I felt I was on my best and I had no chance in the world against a very young and talented Pete Sampras. I knew it was time to go.
Thank you.
Federer's playing with a step in his
Spring in his step.
His spring in his step. That's the way you say it. Good working with you for so long. You read my mind sometimes.
Sun came out just for that ball toss. Conditions just about perfect for the entire championships. Djokovic has established a foothold
15-30.
by winning his serve, and if he can get a break here, then there's only one break in it. It's a step at a time.
It's still a high-risk strategy there when you bring your opponent into the net on a grass court. Djokovic will be disappointed to miss that routine approach shot.
Federer still very agile, very mobile on his feet. Moves around beautiful on that backhand.
Game Federer. Federer leads by 5 games to 1. Second set. Set, second set. Love 15.
Who else would play that? That's my boy.
Love 30.
Who does these shots anymore?
Net for service.
Djokovic not looking to expend too much energy to stick around in this set.
Love 40. Game on second set.
That's quite enough of that. And we move on to set 3. The concentration and the intensity Novak Djokovic at the start of that second set, he won't be pleased with for a player so intense. Federer makes it 1 set all. So this is the third Grand Slam championship of the year. Of course, Rafa Nadal has won his 12th French Open. At the start of the year, Novak, who's just taking a break here, demolished Nadal in the Australian Open final. It was one of the finest performances anybody had ever seen. It was remarkable. We'll let those ones run through here. Do you get a quick word on those, Tim?
Well, first serve percentage not particularly impressive, but when it went in for Federer, he didn't lose a point. Break points won. 3 out of 4. Not many times Djokovic is going to lose his serve 3 times in a set. Amazing the similarities between the Federer and Nadal semi-final. It was Federer that won that first set 7-6 and then completely lost concentration, intensity, lost the second set 6-1. It's a role reversal today. He's won the second set, and this early part of the third set has to be vital for both players.
Yeah, looking forward to it very, very much. Great champions looking on. They've seen it all before. Of course, let's go and take a look in the roll box and see who we've got up there. We've got the Duke and Duchess at the front, of course. John Newcombe is there. Tim Phillips on the left. Stefan Edberg. Jeff Bezos is up there with Lauren Sanchez. At the back there, Gus O'Donnell. Sir Gus O'Donnell, former cabinet secretary. I bet he had a good look at the Sunday papers this morning with amusement that he's no longer in that role. And Stan Smith is up there as well. And I just wanted to say hello to Bobby Wilson. For those of you who have enjoyed English and British tennis over the years, Bobby Wilson, I was looking at some footage from here from 1962, a year Rod Laver won. He's in the roll box as well. Bobby Wilson was crunching a high forehand volley away and beating some Australian in the first round. Well, Bobby's not been too well. He's a former quarter-finalist here 4 times, a British #1, and coaching at Chandos in the club in London until quite recently. But he's not been very well. He hasn't been able to get to Wimbledon, and we wish him a speedy recovery. So Bobby Wilson All the best to you, and the place is missing you.
Djokovic here taking a long break. Federer's already back on the court, ready to serve and start the action. Third set, trying to keep himself loose.
Did he use breaks when you were with him?
That's what he does sometimes.
Why does he use them? What's it about?
He's changing his shirt. He wants a moment for himself, some peace and quiet. You know, this was a disappointing second set for him.
It's supposed to be just a loo break, though.
Don't know what they do in the bathroom these days.
No comment. Well, okay, so here he comes. He's back out on court. And the beginning of this third set is going to be fascinating.
Time. Third set.
He's equalled your amount of wins at Wimbledon, Boris. 71 victories. Not exactly lacking in experience. They'll both know the next quarter of an hour is extremely important in setting the tone for the remainder of this match. It's an 8-time champion serving to a 4-time champion.
Federer starts where he left it off.
Were you slightly surprised, Boris, at the end of the second set that Djokovic really gave up on that service game, therefore giving Federer the chance to serve first in the third?
If I were him, I would have tried and just kept in the set. But Novak is a very emotional guy. His exterior is always very calm and mechanic-like. He's got a volcano inside and he needs to control that.
Mr. Federer is challenging call left center service line. Ball was called out.
Go 1 millimeter.
Second serve.
And up goes the statistics of challenging.
Currently 15. Mr. Federer has 2 challenges remaining. Currently 15. Game Federer. First game, third set.
It's interesting that you mentioned he's a very emotional man. You worked with him so closely in the biggest moments. I believe you won 6 slams alongside Novak Djokovic. He sometimes looks like he wants the love, or at least the adoration of the crowds. Playing Federer, you're not going to get it at Wimbledon.
And that's something he learned to deal with. More difficult at times. This very service game is huge for Djokovic.
15 love.
Federer's playing some fine tennis.
15-all.
7 of the last 8 games for Federer. Djokovic has got to stop the rot.
When we talk about match-defining moments, we have one right here. The next 10 minutes, 15 minutes can change direction of the match.
OT, 15. T30.
Federer looking to force the issue with the momentum in the early part of this third set. He's looking to play aggressive.
Game Djokovic. One game all, third set.
No, he's looking to get his spring back in his step, Andrew.
Oh, he's not the step in his spring.
Federer's got too many freebies on his serve.
15 love.
Djokovic's return altogether is somewhat disappointing so far. We hailed it as the best of all time.
Go!
Not today yet. His return was short. Federer takes advantage.
Seems like Federer's wanting to finish more and more points at the net.
By 2 games to 1, third set, 1 set off.
3:45 in the afternoon. Thoroughly enjoyed just over an hour and a half of this men's singles final. The championship, so many changes over the years. These are the courts at the south end, this lovely Boston Ivy, which covers centre court and the debentures on the right hand side there. We swing around the southeast hall, the southwest hall, the other side of the veranda, which leads into both the bar area, and then about 30 or 40 yards beyond that is the Royal Box. And Phil Brook, the chairman, who's in his final year of chairmanship now, a referee actually in the final year of his tenure, done a fantastic job overseeing these changes. Henman Hill, of course, packed once again, and always happy to get a little bit of airtime. And I believe out on court 2, They might be watching some tennis as well, and there are 4,000 people in there. These lovely living walls either side of the big screen, which is next door to number 1 court, which has had the new roof celebrated in the last couple of months. So many changes. I hope you've enjoyed Wimbledon as much as we have. I'm going to mourn it tomorrow.
Game on again, Djokovic fully engaged.
Even though Federer looks comfortable once the rally starts, he's not afraid to hit 10, 12, 14 shot. You always feel like he plays in the hands of Djokovic.
Thirty, 15.
Serve is still somewhat worrisome. His 5th double fault. His first serve percentage is 53. That's rather low.
A murmur of appreciation.
21 shots. Longest rally of the match, and going to Djokovic.
Djokovic parents.
Djokovic. Two games all, third set.
They saw their 12-year-old son, Novak, go off to the Niki Pilic Academy in Munich. It's hard to move away from home at this age. Such was the sacrifice of the young man who clearly wanted it. But so too the parents.
Fifteen love. Red for service.
Sense that Djokovic is trying to up it now.
Red for service.
Serve.
30-15.
And after so many matches against each other, Djokovic still is not reading this Federer serve well. He's mostly guessing.
How do you know that, Boris?
Because he's asking me all the time.
Where Roger's going to serve?
Yeah. And you can tell how the service games of Roger go. He wins it pretty quickly. There isn't much of a return at the moment because of that.
Federer leads by 3 games to 2. Third set, 1 set all.
So when Novak asks you, where is Roger serving? What pattern can I pick up? What do you say? I mean, there's plenty of people who play club tennis who would like to know where their opponents are about to serve, and they don't know how to do that. I mean, mostly it's instinct, is it not?
No, every player has patterns, especially when you play one another. You really start to read the patterns, and you have servers where you're comfortable with and you know at 30-40 they got a certain burden. I think that's the reason Roger's still on top of his game, because he keeps changing, he keeps finding new ways of surprise, and I think that's the reason we have this contest here, because I don't see a Djokovic return today.
Now, Tim, you have played Roger Federer. You've been on the receiving end of that serve many, many times. What about Novak as well? You played Novak?
Oh, I did, but very early on in his career, and it's a different scenario. Obviously, Federer's game built around the accuracy of his first serve to then, if the ball does come back, to dominate the point with the second shot. But yeah, Federer's variation, the way that he's able to use similar ball tosses to serve the 6 different spots in the court, not easy to return against.
Thank you, players already. Thank you.
Nadal struggled on the semi-final with the return as well.
Love 15.
There's momentum, there's scoreboard pressure. Djokovic trying to stay in touch here. Down love 15. We don't talk about Djokovic's skills much up at the net, but he did very well to control this forehand volley.
Energy sapping run from Federer to no avail.
T15.
Physio and trainer on the right, coach on the left, friends both.
40-15. Djokovic. Three games all. Third set.
Seems like he's following a similar pattern to the first set. What do you think, Boris? Halfway, you think we're heading to another tie-break?
Well, Djokovic has re-entered the contest, I'd say. He checked out of it in the second set. Not a very even keel throughout the whole match so far. There weren't many ups and downs. He's playing on a very high level since the first point of the match.
Third set up.
We talk about Djokovic being perhaps the greatest returner in the history of our sport. Midway through the third set, hasn't even had break point.
Left for service.
It's got to tell you something about the efficiency of Federer's serving.
Fourth left. Game, Federer. Federer leads by 4-3. Third set, 1-0.
Federer into double figures for aces. Number 10 for the match, but it's never the amount of aces. It's not the speed of the serve, it's the location, it's the fact that you try to keep your opponent off balance and guessing the whole time. Djokovic, after an hour and 50 of this captivating men's singles final, unable to predict and get on top of that Federer serve with his return.
That's right, you look at Federer's statistics for the tournament, he's only served 66 aces. I think he's played 22 sets. It's only 3 aces a set, but he's only dropped serve 5 times. And again, not giving up any opportunities against Djokovic, perhaps the best returner. That is a great platform for him to attack from.
Time.
Four o'clock in the afternoon in one of the great cities. London, Southwest 19, Wimbledon, and this is the final.
Love. Third love.
Wow.
It's the best Djokovic service game in a while. He must raise his game.
40-15. Game Djokovic. Four games all. Third set.
There you go.
15.
First return by Djokovic.
All.
And the expression on Djokovic's face tells you everything you need to know as the ace goes past. The frustration from Djokovic just when he gets his teeth into a service game. Federer serves him off the court. That's a superb length from Djokovic, 15-30.
15-30.
You see a little bit of emotion on here by the great serve.
Vida.
But Roger does what he does best, wins the point on his serve.
Djokovic is properly wound up at this point.
30.
The accuracy on the Federer serve is just phenomenal. It's not the fastest, but time and time again finding the lines.
And that's away. It's a hold.
Federer leads by 5-4. Third set, 1-0.
From a returner's point of view, especially a man whose personality is so wound up in making life difficult for opponents, Djokovic, Boris, he's pretty upset with that because every time he gets the ball back in play on the Federer serve, Djokovic, he wins the point, but he just can't get it back into play.
Well, he should be. I mean, we have 5-4 in the third set all, and Djokovic hasn't had one break point yet on the Roger Federer. So if that tells you the story, it's a miracle he's still in the match.
There have been times when Djokovic really lets it all out on court, notably at the end of Grand Slam victories, ripping his shirt.
I think he knows today if he sort of lets out any frustration, it could be an opportunity for the crowd to slightly get on his back. Federer, no doubt the crowd favourite, but he's done a very, very good job of staying in this match. He hasn't played his best tennis. Djokovic, Federer has been the dominant force, but on serve in the latter stages of this third set.
Thank you.
Djokovic had love 15 on Federer's serve. Couldn't take advantage. Now Federer with a small chance.
That's what you sent, dropping so many easy games. The end of the second set, Novak let Roger start the third set. He's always a nose ahead.
Not the time to be making unforced errors, but nothing's easy at this stage.
Thank you.
Needs them now.
One moment everybody was sitting, and the next, as this bounced twice, they were all up. And that will certainly weigh on Djokovic's mind, as well as the fact that he is set point down.
It's a taste of Federer's own medicine there. Djokovic finding the line.
You know, Djokovic has won the point every time he has served Federer's body.
You wonder why he wouldn't do it more often.
Novak Djokovic, he's made of stern stuff. We've seen it countless times in the past. He's not reacting. He'll feel baited by the crowd to a point.
Third set.
For the first time, it gives them a bit of a look of saying, you know what, I'm still here, I'm still playing.
And this frustration from Djokovic and the gesturing to Marian Varda. Milan Emanovic's physio up there. It's all to do with the fact that he feels unable to play when Federer serves like this. Keeps him off balance.
30 love.
Federer 65% first serves, which is a good percentage, and when it goes in, he's winning 84%. Very little for Djokovic to get his teeth into.
Novak gets a little emotional now, a little impatient. There's signs of frustration.
By 6 games to 5, third set, 1-0.
Just to back up what Tim Henman was just saying there, Federer's first serve percentage pretty much the same as it's been for the, well, it's exactly the same as it for the match as for the tournament, 66%. But actually on the match, he's only lost 9 points behind his first serve. In terms of percentage, slightly higher in this match, 0.1 on his first serve compared to other matches in the tournament. But the other matches weren't against Novak Djokovic, so his standard of backing up his first serve, Federer, has been phenomenal. No need for the roof during this championship, apart from 2 finish matches. Court number 1 covered as well. So many compelling stories. Simona Halep's destruction of Serena Williams was a bit of a surprise in the women's. This a lot closer. 4:15 on a sunny now Sunday afternoon. Over 2 hours played. And are we heading towards a second tiebreak?
Thank you.
Just defies logic. 26 shots, and at the end, Federer able to come up with the backhand pass.
Novak is still breathing hard after the last exchange. Him not.
Great serve. Bangs the forehand, steps in, doesn't think for a second about the consequences of missing, trusts himself. Plenty of margin even for that shot. Wonderful. Look at it. Line ball.
But that's what he has to do. He has to take away center of the court. He has to be more aggressive, but it's so difficult because Roger is playing flawless today.
Forty 15.
played at love 15, an illustration of the strength of mind again, as if we need it for Novak Djokovic. But now both players will be tested. Third set, the fulcrum of the match, the pivot possibly.
We've seen the first serve return by Djokovic, and all of a sudden it's a different ballgame.
Uncle next door to mum and dad, Novak Djokovic. I believe that's 5 points, 5 tie-break points in a row for Djokovic, taking into account the first set too.
Led for service.
Long.
2-0. Djokovic.
It's away. It's 7 points in a row to Djokovic now. And Federer needs to win both of these service points coming up.
Thank you. Please. Djokovic. Led for service.
I think it was 4 or 5 forehand errors in the first tie-break for Federer. It's 3 backhand unforced errors in the third set tie-break so far. Double break for Djokovic, 4-1 serving.
As good as it gets.
It's just a sort of warrior point.
Djokovic.
Djokovic loves to win at this point. Just sapping the energy, draining the batteries of the man at the other end.
Grass court tennis at its finest. Two very different styles. And head-on collision.
Djokovic. Led for service. Djokovic.
Not an easy one out of the air.
Djokovic.
From 1-5 to 4-5, seeing it from Federer's point of view. Djokovic will serve the next 2 points. Just came across the ball a tad too much.
Pass of line, ball was called out.
Or did he? Yes.
6-4.
Just fading wide. What a surprise.
Djokovic.
Djokovic gives him the slowest second serve of the match. And wins the point.
Courageous stuff. Novak Djokovic winning that big rally to get into the tiebreak from love 15 down, winning his serve and then a superb start.
2-1.
Federer no doubt disappointed that he couldn't find a little bit of inspiration there in the break. Bottom line is 2-1. Djokovic in this men's singles final, and he's going to be very hard to stop from here. Surprising end, Tim Henman, to the tiebreak. Slightly disappointed.
Well, I think
for the neutral anyway.
Given Federer's strategy and how he's played from the back of the court, it's amazing how aggressive he's played, how consistent he's been, how few unforced errors he's made. But in the first set tiebreak, the third set tiebreak, there were at least 8 unforced errors, and you look at the vast majority of this match, Federer has been the better player, but at those 2 critical moments, it's Djokovic that's played better.
Well, Federer's off the court. Get his time. Yeah, it must be disappointing.
And again, you break it down, you say Federer hasn't faced a break point.
And I think that's really the way he should have looking at things. He's been the better player, but he lost 2 out of the 3 sets they played. So just wonder, and hopefully, physicality is not going to matter eventually. They've been playing now 2 hours and some. because playing-wise, he's toe-to-toe with the world number one.
Djokovic ended several years as number 3 in the world with Federer and Nadal, who are seemingly setting new standards with possibly their finest match on this very court, the 2008 Wimbledon final. And then there was an elevation in 2011 into 2012 that was almost beyond belief. Was at the start of 2012 that he won 41 matches in a row, 7 titles. It was Federer that stopped Djokovic in the semi-final of the French. It was an emotional performance. It was wonderful to watch. And other times Novak has taken it to new heights. Remember, from Wimbledon 2015 to the French Open in 2016, he won all of the slams, joining Don Budge and Rod Laver in that feat. And nobody else in this era has done that, to hold all 4 Grand Slams at the same time. Serena Williams, of course, has done it. Steffi Graf. She did the Golden Slam, didn't she? 88, winning the Seoul Olympics as well. But in the men's game, only this man in the modern era has done it, alongside Rod Laver. So he is a great, great champion, and Federer now has to find a way to win 2 straight sets. Can he do it, Tim?
He can do it, but I don't think he will do it.
Boris?
I keep saying there's something magical about Roger, and everybody knows the respect I have for Novak. I think there's a lot of tennis left to be played that we have been watching it. You know, Roger could have won in straight sets, really, by the chances he's had. He has to face the break point yet.
And I think when Djokovic won the first set, the next 10 minutes of the second set were very poor. His intensity level dropped. He made unforced errors. Federer really ran away with the second set. I'd be very surprised to see that happen again. Djokovic will be thrilled to be up 2-1, and he'll make sure that he wants to keep his opponent down.
Gives everybody a chance to stretch their legs. This time Roger Federer just popping out.
You just hope the quality doesn't drop now by the great Swiss. Always when you take a 10-minute break, you're a little bit off. You want to keep your mentality, the concentration. Novak's ready to serve.
Just a reminder that we've got the ladies' doubles final later on. Barbara Strycova, who played so well in the singles, losing in the semi-final. Su Wei-Shea of Taipei as her partner. Dabrowski and Zhu of China, the number 4 seeds. Number 3 seeds versus number 4, ladies doubles later. More tennis to come after this. And off we go into a 4th set, 2-1. Defending champion, Djokovic.
Lifting love. Till up. Penalty 15. OT 15. Djokovic. New balls, please. First game, 4-set.
Dangerous times now for Federer.
Was it Michael Stich in the semi-final against Edberg? Didn't break serve and ended up winning.
Was it Machir? And it was something. It was 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, wasn't it? I can't remember what exactly which match it was. It Machir?
I think it was Edberg Stich in the semis when Stich went on to win. It was
91.
4-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. Federer yet to face a break point. Down 2-1.
Actually, you can say Michael Stich just at the moment because Boris has taken a loo break. It was his year in 1991. So much history at these championships, so much of it provided by these two.
That's it.
Another one of these driving forehand volleys. Not easy to do.
$40-30. One game all. 4-set.
Both these tennis players obviously well rewarded over the years, both at or over £100 million in prize money. Money has ceased to have any great importance in terms of the motivation to keep them playing. That was not a problem many years ago. Judging by the size of the player box up there for Roger Federer, with Leo and Lenny and Myla and Charlene at home somewhere, there's quite a few bills to pay. after his semi-final victory over Rafa Nadal. They were singing him happy birthday, the twin boys, because that's what they do when they want to celebrate something. So happy, whatever's good, happy birthday.
Game. Djokovic.
They've been singing a lot in their life to their dad.
Djokovic leads by 2-1 4 set, and by 2 sets to 1.
Boris, it may be a little bit vulgar to talk about money when it comes to these guys, but just to open up the subject, to be quite honest, the multiple of prize money with endorsements is probably a factor of 4, 5, 6. In every contract they will have, there will be a clause for Grand Slam victories that will be worth something.
Of course there are bonuses, but I would rate Roger Federer the most marketable sports star in the world. So his off-court earnings triple his on-court earnings, probably even more. And Novak fought his way. We talked about the fact that he's not as popular, he's not as liked as Roger and maybe even Rafa, and that reflects in the endorsements.
He's the highest earning player off court, 13 straight years, they say, gathering information on these subjects, not a precise science.
Maybe because of it. But, they have won so much financially. This is not about it.
No.
They love the competition, they love to win, they love to add another Wimbledon title to their resume. And there's still a debate out there who will end up with most Grand Slam titles.
Roger
Federer has 20, Rafael Nadal has 18, and Novak has 16. 15, I'm sorry, 15.
You're looking ahead half an hour. Hiddleston there.
15. OT 15. OT 30.
On the defence for a lot of this point, that is turning defence into attack. You just see from Djokovic, his reaction, he's looking up at his box and just saying, how's this guy do that? A flick of the wrist, the half volley.
That's exactly right.
2 games all, 4 set.
And for the first time, I've seen Roger Federer speaking Swiss to him. He's done it in a Nadal match early on. He's done well to hold his serve after a disappointing finish of the third set. So his emotions are tuning in.
Love 15.
Novak at the net is not his most comfortable position. Roger takes advantage.
Federer tired,
15
or
all.
is that too good a drop shot?
Great shot from Djokovic. Boris quite rightly said Djokovic not so happy at the net. Showed good feel there.
Fifteen, 13.
The call didn't come.
What do you think, Boris?
Awfully close. I'm taking the fifth.
I'll go back edge. Oh.
15, 14.
Fine margins, very fine margins.
Listen to this.
Thank you. Players are ready. Thank you. Please. Please. Thank you.
This is rubbing Novak up the wrong way, I promise you.
Please.
Firm down the middle on the backhand side. A miss from Djokovic. And it's a break in the fourth to Federer.
Federer leads by 3 games to 2, 4 sets. Djokovic leads by 2 sets to 1.
There's an awful lot of people who are beginning to think about a fifth set.
They certainly are. There's people on their feet. And it's an element of Federer's game. It's an area of Federer's game that probably doesn't get mentioned enough, is his resilience. He hasn't played his best tennis, but he's never got down. He's competed. He's stuck in there. And now he's got a break of serve in the fourth.
And we must remember, Novak Djokovic hasn't had a break point yet against the Roger Federer serve.
Djokovic is out already. Time hasn't been called. Federer's taking his time. And now there'll be a welcome. a little bit wearing when you're the number one seed, the world number one, the defending champion, and everyone's cheering for the other guy. Always,
to say the least.
comes with the territory.
Awfully quick between points now.
15
Novak. Put her jean jacket on. It's cold for her. I find it boiling. Not looking good now mentally. Lost his balance a little bit. Clear signs of frustration. I so well understand. Yeah,
40 love.
touch of class. Jules.
Federer leads by 4 games to 2. 4 set.
Federer box is up on their feet again. They're sensing the moment. Awfully close second serve.
He's risking more and more, isn't he? 108 mile an hour, second serve from Djokovic.
T15.
Federer on the full stroll right after the forehand down the line. The lightest of touches. Really feels quite inspired at the moment, doesn't he? Playing on his court.
Ball boy, please. Net second serve.
For all the world like we are going to go to a fifth set.
Against the 2-4 set.
The championship match,
Djokovic leads by 2 sets to
Wimbledon
1.
2019. A bit of a corker. And after last year's disappointment with Kevin Anderson really unable to give his best after going the distance with John Isner, Novak Djokovic winning that final pretty handily in straight sets. It seems fitting that we have what could turn out to be a classic here, Tim.
That's right, and I mean, between the three of us, we've seen a fair amount of tennis over the years, but to see a scenario like this at 5-2 in the fourth set, the greatest returner perhaps in the history of our sport, not being able to create a break point. But if Federer holds on here, it's all to play for. Federer's the one that really has played all the tennis. But if we do get into that fifth set, it's going to be a fascinating one-set shootout.
Thank you, players already. Thank you. Thank you. Love.
It's fair to say that Novak Djokovic is thinking about the fifth set already.
Mr. Federer is challenging call left service line. Ball was called out.
No, Roger, don't do it. It's a statistic. It's abysmal and challenging.
You saying he's got bad eyesight?
Something about it that doesn't click with him.
Mr. Federer has 2 challenges remaining.
Two hours and 47 minutes into this final, approaching 5 o'clock local time in the afternoon. Djokovic finally with a break point, and he's 2 breaks down in the fourth. every one of them right out of the middle.
Yes.
That's the way to save a break point. This is all taking a lot out of the Federer tank. There's only a certain amount that adrenaline can cover up the exhaustion. It's a break. Djokovic breaks the Federer serve. That is news. And after losing the longest rally of the match in such spectacular fashion and such taxing fashion, to win the next 2 points like that, Djokovic just goes to show how tough he is.
Yeah, and emotional, quite a sensitive moment because Federer was really closing in on that fifth set, getting better for the fifth, so was Novak. But then he released, he let go a little bit, and all of a sudden he's still playing the fourth set.
Mr. Djokovic is changing a call right center service line. Ball was called out.
But it also should be mentioned, that's why you look for the second break in a set, the insurance break. Federer would like to have finished the fourth set off, but no panic just yet.
Forty, 15. Game Djokovic. Federer leads by 5 games to 4. 4 sets. Djokovic leads by 2 sets to 1.
It's been coming here a long time, as Roger. 1999, the first time. Played the French that year. I think he nicked a set off Pat Rafter. Arrived here, lost to Yuri Novak. 2001, beat Pete Sampras. Lost to the gentleman on my left, Tim Henman. And then 2003, of course, the victory over Mark Philippoussis, and we were into what many believed would be the Federer era, and so it proved, culminating in that 2008 match against Rafa Nadal. But with all this experience, Boris, Federer has said to me that he doesn't always believe in, experience. He wants that freshness of youth to make mistakes, to experiment, to challenge himself.
And I think that's how he plays. I think he's changed his outlook on the game. A couple of years ago after his knee surgery, he said, listen, I'm now 35. Whatever I have left, I want to enjoy it. I want to change something. And that's the reason he's successful. He lets it go. You know, I think he feels the ball as good as he's done in his career. He's serving for the 4th set now. And after a disappointing, exhausting game 5-2, looks like Roger has recovered.
Out, 40 love.
It's a smile on his face, and he's seen everything.
It's a hold to love, the crowd rise, and we have a 5th and deciding set as I look at Novak. A deciding set of the championships. Perfect. What else were you doing on a Sunday afternoon?
Was there any other sporting
No,
events?
there isn't.
There isn't, no?
Well, there's a cricket match in North London, there's a motor race in Silverstone, there's some netball taking place. Next week there's some golf, and so the golfers are here on an excellent ticket. The Royal Portrush Club is hosting the Open. That'll be magnificent. But you like to set a high standard, and that's what Wimbledon is doing here. What a product this is.
Federer taking another break at the end of the 4th set. Very, very unusual to see him leave the court, let alone twice in a match.
Looking at the 5 setters between these two, the last one. The last one was back in 2014, the final. 6-7, 6-4, 7-6, 5-7, 6-4, Djokovic. 4 sets at Wimbledon, final round of 2015.
When I commentated the Australian Open final between Nadal and Federer, and Roger ended up winning his first major in years, he did leave the court after the 4th set.
Wasn't he 3-1 down in the 5th there and came back and won it?
Yes, he was.
It's been 18 months.
Players remember.
It's been 18 months since he won.
To say was superstitious is an understatement. And interesting that Novak stays on the court. He's still a bit more preoccupied with himself than the opponent. Needs to change that quickly.
Ivan Ljubicic there, Croatian Davis Cup hero, former world number 3, who's actually beaten both the man that he works with, Roger Federer, and also Novak Djokovic. Beaten him a couple of times. Croatians always very keen to beat Serbians and vice versa. Out on court 2, 4,000 seats out there, probably 2,500 or 3,000 people in there, as we say a very good afternoon to them, watching on the big screens. And all these courts will now undergo a process, probably not until mid-September or so, where they steam the courts, and it kills everything there. They put over a film and they raise the temperature to 70 degrees Celsius, and it kills everything off. and then they reseed. And Neil Stubley, who is the head of grounds and horticulture here, formerly called the head groundsman, that's what he's still called by most people, he says the system has worked perfectly this year, so I think they're doing it on all the courts this year, or certainly adding some of them. And there's some people up there on the balcony. What's that up there, Tim? Is that the debentures bit?
Yeah, debentures, southeast corner of centre court.
Big changes coming to the club, of course. The Wimbledon Park Golf Club over the road from Church Road has been acquired. I mean, this site on Church Road's only 13.5 acres or so. The other side of the road is some 70 or 80, I think.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of planning taking place probably over the next 18 months to work out what and how that land can be used for the club and the tournament, but also the community.
Just coming back.
Yeah, and Rod settling in. Rocket Rod.
Time.
Checking his messages. Settling in for another hour or so. Maybe we'll go to a final set tie-break at 12-all.
Interesting enough, Novak wanted to serve on the wrong side before the umpire told him you finished on the other side, and it was 6-4. You got to go back to it. Just tells me a little bit where his state of mind is at the moment.
Players are ready, thank you.
3 hours of play.
Please. Thank you.
Accept the challenge. This is a fight now.
Love. Third love. Third 15. Fourth 15.
Total points 1.
Federer a long way in front, but first game of the fifth set, it goes to show you've got to win the important ones.
Game Djokovic.
Important hold for the Serbian.
First game, final set.
5-set record in their careers. Djokovic has won 29 and lost 10, so winning 3 times as many as he's losing. Roger Federer has won 13, lost 21. Quite a difference in ratio there. Been a long time to say the least since he lost a 5-setter here.
The fifth set is a lot about mentality, but the willingness to go where it hurts. You played each other a couple of hours, you understand the strategy, but now is who wants to win it more badly.
Djokovic is challenging a ball left center service line. Ball was calling. That's enough.
Federer just shaving the edges of
Mr. Djokovic
these
has two
lines,
challenges
making the
remaining.
most of every centimetre of the court surface.
40 love.
Still very loose, very fluid serving motion.
Forty 15. One game all. Final set.
Before the match we talked about a clash of giants. We have it now. This is as good as it gets.
Love 15.
Novak a little bit more proactive, a little bit more aggressive on the baseline, making Federer work.
Thirty 15. Net for service.
Djokovic is becoming quite theatrical. He's becoming quite animated towards his box at the moment. He's reaching out. A bit of drama at the end there. Benedict Cumberbatch would have approved of this. Cannot reach out for sympathy into a fifth set.
Again, good use of the body serve.
Great.
From Djokovic. 119 miles an hour jammed. Federer.
We have two actors, I believe. Federer still finding the corners, finds the angles.
It's where again the crowd can play a part. Can really lift Federer in these moments.
Djokovic.
Hit the spot. Very calm exterior, Marian Veda. It's important with such a fiery player.
Good hold. Every hold a good hold in the fifth.
Djokovic leads by 2-1. Final set.
Vida, from behind what we used to call the Iron Curtain, times were not easy. When they came out to play, and Vida was a top 40 player, very solid on a clay court. He would always take food back with him, like bits of salmon and stuff, like Parmesan cheese, things you couldn't get. So he comes from a tough school. He's not looking for excuses now from Djokovic. But in the fourth set, Boris, Djokovic showing some signs of needing support.
Yeah, he's very engaging, like most of the top players, but Novak especially. They have a mutual understanding what's needed, and he needs the energy. He needs everything they can give him.
Do you ever feel like shouting down, you're 2-1 up, get on with it, everything's fine?
We are. Believe me.
That's where you talk about needing the energy. Djokovic might be able to receive the support from his box, his player box, but Federer is getting so much energy from the 15,000 in this crowd.
So everyone back in, that's the first change of end, sit down.
Thank you.
So people who took a break at the end of the fourth are back in now. Full house, Wimbledon final.
Love 15.
Every point counts double. There are no pictures on the scorecard. The artist continues to paint well.
Led for service.
It's a bit unfortunate. He had an ace. clipped the net cord.
Two in the same game have not gone Federer's way. The first point, a dead net cord for Djokovic. That one catching the top of the net and flicking out. 2 break points. Second serve.
Doesn't miss many of those. A gift.
Tentative of that backhand return, it just pushed it back.
Yes.
Pushed it back and gave Federer the chance to dictate with the forehand.
Djokovic.
Got another chance.
Deuce. Bandage. Federer. Final set.
3 break points saved by Roger Federer.
Thank you.
At least one of them,
Please.
Djokovic will feel that he lost. He didn't do much, did he, with the return of serve opportunities? 2-all.
Love. That's enough.
Talked about it in the other sets. It's got to be an advantage to be serving first in this fifth. Djokovic keeping his nose in front.
Love. 40-15. T30.
Doesn't look like costume jewellery, does it, on the finger? Living every point with Roger Federer. And now from 40-11, cruising, Novak Djokovic suddenly under some pressure on his serve.
Yes.
Also aided by the fact that he had 2 or 3 break points before on the Federer serve, so emotionally he's on the ropes.
Superb. This is the match player.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Keeps it together when he needs it most.
Again, Djokovic.
Well, that would have given Djokovic a fright for sure. But he holds 3-2, final set.
Djokovic leads by 3-2, final set.
Djokovic was serving in the low 40% beginning of the match, and as things have gone on, he's been able to improve his first serve percentage up to 61%. And with Federer getting back to deuce, he did well to find the spots, get himself out of trouble.
Got a little bit tight, a bit nervous, Boris, when he had the return of serve opportunities, had the break points up. Do players feel the nerves in a fifth?
Yeah, that's always the question. Do I want to win by hoping the other guy misses, or do I go for broke and go for the winner? Usually the second option wins you the point and it wins your championship.
Well, you weren't a man to hold back particularly yourself, were you?
Now my defensive skills aren't as good as Novak, so play to my strength. But that's the question, you know. For Novak, is he going to take a few chances even on the Federer serve, or is he going to play safe? If he plays safe, it's into Roger's hands.
Thank you. Love 15.
Definitely a few more half chances flying around in this fifth set.
That's more like it.
Love 13.
It's now Federer's going to need to find the spots on his first serve. Aggressive second serve return from Djokovic.
Federer box are virtually on their feet after every point now.
Well, they're on their feet, and Federer beginning to look like he's a bit out on his. 3 hours and 24 minutes. 2 more break points for the world number 1. Very pushy. Second serve, middle of the box.
30-40.
95 miles an hour isn't really terribly
Sometimes
threatening.
the arm can get a little bit tight, but it's also the footwork. Didn't get in position.
Federer was in hoping rather than forcing, and Djokovic will hit that target.
This shot from Djokovic just dropped unintentionally short, forced Federer to come in, didn't do enough with the approach shot. And Djokovic able to make the backhand pass to give him the breaker serve in the 5th set.
For the first time, I hear the sounds of Novak going through the center court.
Please.
His nickname.
Allow 15.
Can hardly watch anymore. Who can blame her? Very tense situation now.
Was there.
It's the right shot, got the forehand to be aggressive. Couldn't quite find the target.
40.
Not easy after the previous second serve.
Both players are feeling their arms getting heavy.
Two of the greatest champions in our sport, but they're still entitled to get nervous.
Isn't it always who can do the basics to the highest standard, under the greatest pressure, who wins?
No first serves now for Novak.
Advantage Federer.
It's away. Game on again in the fifth set.
Djokovic leads by 4-3. Final set.
There was a collective holding of breath on that point, and then a huge exhalation. And as we salute the work of Roger Federer there, we have to say that Novak Djokovic has just choked. That double fault, dragging it down into the net, nobody would criticize at this point, but I mean, he is tight.
Couple of unforced errors at the end. I thought the royal box was meant to be impartial.
Did they all fly up as well?
Standing ovations everywhere.
But come on, isn't that the dream match? Seriously, has everything in it. Obviously, if you're a Novak Djokovic fan, you'd rather have your man hold serve, but this storyline of the whole tournament.
Thank you, players are ready. Thank you.
They're back on serve. At first, the crowd has to relax a
Thank
little.
you. Please, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please. Thank you.
Tough to play the short slice down the line. You can't get the angle to get the ball off the court. But Djokovic did very well to execute that forehand, find the outside of the line.
With a little bit of anger in his stomach.
Got there in plenty of time. Gone down the line. Had a big gap.
Like that.
Risky business by Roger Federer at that stage of the match.
15-13.
What's he trying to do?
Win the points quickly.
Such fine margins. The ball really skidded through on Federer. Djokovic had the opportunity.
Game fair. Four games all. Final set.
Tell you what now, anything can happen.
Apart from Damian Steiner, the umpire is not going to give Roger Federer a warning for 25 seconds between points. That's not going to happen. Djokovic kept waiting. 4-all.
I'm not sure I saw the drop shot winning this match in the fifth set, but Federer obviously thinks otherwise.
Novak just can't look back. Stay in the moment. Can't play the chord, he can't play the name, he can only play the man in front of him.
Aggressive tactics, just pulled that backhand return wide.
the basics, don't you? When it comes right down to it.
40-15.
And Federer not too keen to be playing 30-shot rallies at this point with Novak Djokovic.
Left for service.
So much backspin on this.
40-30.
The magician at its best.
Won his first Wimbledon at the same time that Harry Potter came out. One of the films. That was a mistake, wasn't it?
Left for service.
Well held, Novak Djokovic under severe pressure.
Djokovic leads by games to 4. Final set.
And to put this era into perspective, Roger Federer, of course, going for his 9th championships at Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic trying to equal Bjorn Borg on 5, so a remarkable thing to watch them go head to head, and who knows how many more times we'll have the privilege to see this. Federer playing a lot of drop shots, crunching the backhand, more interested in 2, 3, 4 shot exchanges now, Tim?
I think so, and it's the way Federer likes to play. He's playing these points on his own terms, but when you start playing drop shots against a player of Djokovic's speed, it is a high-risk strategy, but you know, with his ability, he backs himself. I still think when you're serving, certainly behind in the 5th set, he's got to get the basics right. The first serve, the first forehand, to really dictate play. If Djokovic gets looks at these second serves, he'll be hoping to extend the rallies.
Thank you.
2 balls in play.
Please. Thank you.
Another very quick point by Federer.
Probably using the new balls there to come in on the slice backhand, got the volley he wanted. Couldn't quite control it.
Did it check on the line?
Could have been a real unlucky bounce for Roger. Novak had all the time in the world to set up for the passing shot. Perfect placement. Very little speed. Anything goes now. This scoreline. Just my impression, or do we see a little fatigued Roger Federer slowly? I mean, 3 hours and 45 minutes later, we're tired watching it.
Djokovic 2 points from the title.
40-30.
To recover and equal the scoreline.
That's brilliant hitting from Djokovic, corner to corner.
Mum Lynette, Federer.
Long.
Lost his serve, serving from this end. Last time he was there, double faulted, just like that.
Thank you. Please.
You teaching that, Boris?
Whoever said Novak Djokovic couldn't dive for a ball when it matters? Boy, that was important.
$30.
From 15-30 down and having double faulted. Strong hold. Novak Djokovic
leads by 6-5. Final set.
Well, the feet almost refused to work on the on the volley, and he sort of reached out with his arm and fell into the roll, didn't he, Tim?
Oh, we'd seen the nerves in his arm on the previous serve, and then played a very aggressive point, played the drop shot to get Federer moving forward, and you felt like his feet had got stuck in the mud. But with a dive to his right, was able to make the volley winner, and what an important point that was.
Now it's date time. That's what he's eating here right now.
What is it?
Date.
Oh, dates.
Date,
Right.
the fruit, yeah. Gives you a lot of energy very quickly on a natural basis.
Time.
Yeah, this scoreline, whatever works. 6-5, 5th set, it doesn't have to be pretty. Gotta throw all your strategy out of the window. Feed up the emotions from the people surrounding you. And find a way.
And it's that time of day at Djokovic end of the court, southern end, where the sun is getting lower. Not so easy to see.
Led for service.
Looks all right from the other end, though.
About the struggles of the Djokovic return in the first 4 sets, he's rediscovering his greatest shot.
Federer